Come on, internet. Welcome to Hebrew Readers Church, everybody. We hope everybody's been enjoying the feast day of the memorial blowing the trumpets. I'm your brother Zakwa, and it's your brother Kasafo. Uh, so hopefully everybody got to see the message for the membership. Please send an email to HebrewReaders@gmail.com if you're interested in being a member of the church. Brother Kasafo, how's your feast day going so far?
It's going great, man. It's going great. Glad to be here. Looking
You
forward
got
to this
that.
month. How about yourself?
Mine's well, man. I can't complain. It's good.
Yes, I gracious, man.
And we hope every one of y'all's feast day is doing well and that y'all happy and just getting to rejoice in the goodness of Elohim. Without further ado, we do have the Feast of Trumpets lesson today. We wanted to go over some things with everybody so that everybody can know what the feast is about. So, Brother Casafo, the floor is yours.
All right, let's jump right into it. This is the first day of the 7th month. Can you read Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1 to 3, please?
Yes, no problem. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. And the highest spake to Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of Ahiah, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of Ahiah in all your dwellings.
Remember, these feasts we are celebrating, we're doing it with the angels. Can you read Jubilees chapter 2, verse 17 and 18, and then verse 30, please?
Sure, Jubilees chapter 2, verse 17. And he gave us a great sign, the Sabbath day, that we should work 6 days, but keep Sabbath on the seventh day from all work. And all the angels of the presence, and all the angels of sanctification, these two great classes, he hath hidden us to keep the Sabbath with him in heaven and on earth. Jubilees chapter 2, verse 30. For that day is more holy and blessed than any Jubilee day of the Jubilees. On this we kept Sabbath in the heavens before it was made known to any flesh to keep Sabbath thereon on the earth.
I just realized the Sabbath is more blessed than the regular holy days, even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
It
Praise I
required
have for those lessons.
it requires dedication. Because to keep the Sabbath every week is harder than to keep a holy day one day out of the year.
True. Praise I have for that edification on how to keep the Sabbath for real. Ahaya taught us of these feasts when he brought his holy law in Sinai. Can you read Exodus chapter 19, verse 1, and then verse 10 and 11, and then verse 16, please?
All right. Exodus chapter 19, verse 1. On the third month, when the children of Israel were going forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. Exodus chapter 19, verse 10. And Ahia said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the third day, for the third day Ahia will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. Exodus chapter 19, verse 16. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning, that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled.
Those angels came blowing trumpets, and that event is what we're celebrating today. Can you read Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 2, please?
And he said, The Lord came from Sinai, and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of saints from his right hand, with a fiery law for them.
All right. So we see that it was his saints that came with him. Those are angels who were blowing the trumpets, announcing the Lord coming. Can you continue? Let's see what transpired in Exodus 19, verse 17 to 19, please.
And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with Elohim. And they stood at the neither part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because Ahijah descended upon it in fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and Elohim answered him by a voice.
The Feast of Trumpets was revealed after the event came to pass that it memorialized. So can you read Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24, please?
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing the trumpets, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Ahijah.
So that's what we're celebrating today, memorial of those trumpets being blown. Holy convocation. So we gather together, get to cook up and enjoy some good food. And we do no servile work. Lord willing, you all have gotten the day off. And if you haven't, continue to pray. Ahijah be gracious to deliver you to get the day off in the next opportunity.
That's right.
All right. Let's see what was happening on the feast day in the heavens, seeing as though these things that happen on earth are happening up there as well. Can you read Gad, the seer, chapter 14, verse 1 to 3, and verse 5 to 7?
Gad the seer, chapter 14, verse 1. And it came to pass on the 1st day of the 7th month, in the head of the year, in the 478th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the 2nd year of Solomon's reign over Israel, Ahijah's vision came unto me, and I was upon the Gihon. And I raised my eyes, and lo, the heavens were opened like a book, and I saw the glory of Ahijah sitting on a lofty and exceedingly high throne. All right, I'm jumping down to Gad 14 and 5. And the appearance of the glory of Ahijah was like the appearance of the rainbow, his covenant. And the host of heaven was standing before him on his right hand and on his left, and Satan was standing by them, but behind them. And lo, a man dressed in linen brought before the glory of Ahijah 3 books that were written about every man.
These books contain the deeds of the children of Israel. Hence, this feast is important for us to keep in this world. Can you read Ascension of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 19 to 23, please?
Sure. Ascension of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 19. And I said to him, what I had asked him in the 3rd heaven, show me how everything which is done in the world is known here. And while I was still speaking to him, behold, one of the angels who were standing by, more glorious than that angel who had brought me up from the world, showed me some books, but not like the books of this world. He opened them, and the books had writing in them, but not like the books of this world. And they were given to me, and I read them. And behold, the deeds of the children of Israel were written there, their deeds which you know, my son Josab. And I said, truly, nothing is done in this world. Nothing in this world is hidden in the 7th heaven.
This helps understand the books Gad saw being read and the significance of getting it together, because repentance has an end for the children of Israel, as opposed to the Gentiles who have until the end of the world. Can you read Hermas, Vision 2, chapter 2, verse 5, please?
For the master sware by his own glory, as concerning his elect, that if, now that this day hath been set as a limit, sin shall hereafter be committed, they shall not find salvation. For repentance for the righteous hath an end. The days of repentance are accomplished for all the saints, whereas for the Gentiles there is repentance until the last day.
With this understanding, hopefully we be encouraged to focus on our walk. let's finish seeing what transpired in the heavens on the Feast of Trumpets, please. Gad the seer, I apologize for you, those of y'all I have the notes for my spell error there, my typo. Gad the seer, chapter 14, verse 6 to 16, please.
All right. Gad the seer, chapter 14, verse 6. And the host of heaven was standing before him, on his right hand and on his left. And Satan was standing by them, but behind them. And lo, a man dressed in linen brought before the glory of Yache 3 books that were written about every man.
We know these books are the deeds of Israel. Continue, please.
And he read in the first one, and it was found to have the just deeds of his people. And Yache said, these will live forever. And Satan said, who are these guilty people? And the man dressed in linen cried to Satan like a ram's horn, saying, keep silent, for this day is holy to our master.
This confirms it was a holy day, the Feast of Trumpets being the head of the year in the 7th month. Continue, please.
And he read in the second book, and it was found to have inadvertent sins of his people. And Yache said, put aside this book, but save it until 1/3 of the month elapses to see what they would do.
There is mercy for sins of ignorance as we are growing to overcome unbelief. He's waiting to see what we will do on the Day of Atonement. That's the part of this. That's the third part of this month that he's referring to. Continue, please.
And he read in the third book, and it was found to have malicious deeds of his people.
Presumptuous sin is different than sins of ignorance. Continue, please.
And Yache said to Satan, these are thy share. Take them to do with them as it seemeth good to thee. And Satan took those who acted maliciously, and he went with them to a waste land and destroyed them there. And the man dressed in linen cried like a ram's horn, saying, happy is the people to know the joyful shout that walk, O Yache, in the light of thy countenance. And I heard the voice of the host of heaven dancing and saying, Master of justice, Yache of hosts, the whole heaven and earth is full of its glory.
As you see, it's a feast day up there, and the angels dance too, and they rejoice in those that walk in the light of Yache's countenance. And according to Proverbs 6:23, the light is the law. So may we be encouraged to walk in the light. And we know this is the 7th month. We see Yache is waiting to see what we'll do on the Day of Atonement. May we be encouraged to really bunker down and do some self-assessing and assess this past year, how we've grown, what's been revealed about things that we need to grow in, and things to give praise for that he has prospered us in, and getting it together to see what sins we have to confess for the Day of Atonement, and praying and for guidance, and maybe even looking at certain lessons for whatever area of focus you may be trying to grow in. Like the men's series has been great. You know, I've had the opportunity to watch some of the lessons again this week, and it's very encouraging and helpful for the walk. So hopefully everybody's getting themselves prepared for the times to come. And hopefully this is edifying for understanding the Feast of Trumpets and the times we are in. And of course, we're finally done the end time series. Lord willing, we have some nice, simple, short lessons today. And then we have some other lessons to redo, like some of the tribe lessons. Edification for the sisters, so we can get the whole family in order. All right. Zachary, you got anything?
Nope. Yes, actually. We're gonna be coming back on at let's say 10:20. We should be able to transition pretty quickly. We'll be coming on with the next lesson. When am I ready for baptism? And we'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and try to set that up real quick.
All right, peace.
All right, everybody. Join us at 10:20. We'll be right back on. Thank you.